back with another movie review for you. And today the movie is The Monster Project. Now look, this is one of these movies that were a hidden gem, so to say. It was not released to theaters. It was like a straight to digital DVD, Blu-ray kind of movie. But let me tell you something. If this movie would have went to theaters, it probably would have made a lot of money. Because I'm not gonna lie, this movie was really, really, really good. Man, like, it was a new look on everything. Okay, so basically here's the story. Okay, it's these two people who are making this reality television show kind of thing, and this is all shot in like found footage style, you know, and interview style. So it's a lot of camera angles and stuff, like GoPro angles and handheld camera angles and stuff. So basically it's these two dudes. They want to make this reality show, and it starts off in the beginning. They're in this haunted house or whatever, and the guy's walking around with the camera looking around, you know, hey, where are you, blah, 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 I hear something. He goes up to the roof, there's a fucking werewolf on the roof, and jumps at him, you know, looks up at him and runs towards him. He fucking falls off the roof, yada, yada. And, and the guy's like, cut, because I guess, here's what happened. The guy, when he ran at the dude, the guy was supposed to fall off the roof onto this pad to, like, soften his fall, but he missed the pad. So he's yelling cut, and the guy takes off his mask and shit, you know, because it's all fake. And so they're sitting there. He's like, did you miss the bag? He's like, yeah. And then they're talking, and then you cut to another scene where the guy, I guess he's the producer or whatever, he wants to come up with, he has this idea for this show, okay, where they want to interview real monsters, basically. So he puts an ad out on Google or whatever, and he's, you know, attention real monsters, you know, here's your opportunity to come out and be interviewed. So he puts this out, and so hence the Monster Project is born. So you switch to the other scene. His partner's roommate is like a recovering pill addict and stuff. And his other roommate is the producer of the Monster Project's ex-girlfriend. So you can see there's a little bit of, you know, gotta be a little bit of love triangle, not triangle, but lover squirrel kind of deal throughout the movie. And so, you know, this recovering drug addict, he's making videos, you know, for his family and stuff. And the girl who is the ex of the producer is, like, you can tell she kind of has feelings for him, like they have feelings for each other. So yeah, I guess you could say it's like a love triangle kind of deal. But she wants nothing to do with the producer. I mean, that ship is fucking sailed. So, you know, it shoots to a scene where the producer comes to the guy's house because he's starting to get, like, you know, people calling for these ads. You know, calling for this ad, like real monsters, like coming in touch with them. The one, they got a package sent to them, and in the note it said, come with a vial of blood and we'll talk. So they get a vial of blood and they go meet where there was a vampire wanted to meet where the vampire wanted to meet, and so they sat the blood down on a bench. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's quiet, and then all of a sudden you hear this noise, and you look, and the blood's gone. And they're like, what the fuck? You know, what's going on? Anyway, the vampire basically signs up for this thing. And then they go interview this cop, this Mexican, I think it's in Mexico. No, it's in India. They were interviewing this cop, and he's supposed to be a skinwalker. Okay. But there's a backstory behind it. Like, he's fighting it or whatever, and he doesn't want to be shown on camera, his face or anything. And then the last one was the creepy one. The producer was at his buddy's house, the co-creator of the show. They were sitting. He was sitting there to get this package, and so he calls the producer, "Get in here, you know, blah, 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 get in here. Here, it's this girl. There's a video, and there's this girl, and like, they're watching this video, all of a sudden you hear this real noise and this real loud bang. Basically, it was a demon. So they got a skinwalker, they got a fucking vampire, and they got a demon. So the producer basically recruits the recovering drug addict to be like a sound guy, and he got his ex-girlfriend basically to direct this movie. And the one co-creator is a cameraman, and he's like the one answering the questions. So they're all ready. They get this really fucking broke down house to run these questions by these monsters. So they go, and the camera shows that, like, the next day. I'm not going to spoil all of it for you because I'd really like you to watch it, because it's one of those ones that are hard to explain, but it's really good. So I'm going to do my best to like give you some spoilers, a lot of spoilers, but I'm not going to ruin the whole movie. Well, anyway, back to it. So they go the next day. It's the next day. They go to this house that they rented from this old guy and his demented wife. And he's like, turn off the cameras, yada yada, this and this. And he's like, well, you got security cameras, we're so shy and everything. They're just to kind of, be a little asshole. So they go in, they walk around. Here, the wife like pops out of nowhere and just scares the shit out of everybody. Thank you, by the way, for that jump scare. What the fuck? Well, anyway, so she jump scares everybody. Happy-go-lucky, yay. So that's about it for them. Anyways, so they start setting up everything, and it's starting to get dark out, and it's starting to the mood's starting to change a little bit, and then the vampire shows up. Just like a regular woman, comes in, asks, she's like, I can smell blood, the whole vampire lore thing. So she gets there, and they're set up to get ready to interview her. Okay. Then, the demon girl shows up. Which, for me, that'd be scary enough, having a demon girl, But she shows up, and then the last one to show up is the werewolf. I'm not calling him a skinwalker, he's a fucking werewolf. Okay. So, they're all in the house, they're set it up, they're doing these interviews, they're talking to these interviews separately, and each of the monsters have like their own room where they can get ready. Well, they're interviewing the vampire, and the vampire does not like the producer, so she asks for the sound guy, and then she starts really saying, some nasty shit like, your blood tasted fabulous. She was naming off all these drugs that it tastes like, and basically she exposed him for basically relapsing, and nobody knew. Everybody was pissed off at him. He was all mad. He's screaming at her, cursing at this vampire. The vampire's just sitting there like, you're petty, ha ha ha, whatever, I'm immortal kind of deal. So he runs off, whatever, and then they send, I believe the girl goes to look for him, and as she's looking for him, she walks by the werewolf's room, and all of a sudden, he starts fucking shaking. He's like, this dude's fucking wolfing out. Okay, I don't know if you've seen any fucking werewolf movie ever, but when the werewolf finally wolfs the fuck out, you need to be gone, because he gonna eat your ass. Well, he's wolfing out. Okay, he's starting to, just wolf the fuck out, and she runs over to the guys. We gotta get the fuck out of here. This dude's wolfing out. It's about to get real. Okay, and then all of a sudden the vampire lady fucking vamps out, and then basically it's like the movie is a majority of them being chased through this house by these three monsters, by the vampire, by the werewolf, and by the demon. And let me tell you something. The fucking werewolf wolf out scene was crazy. Like, I wouldn't be worried about the vampire too much. I'd be a little scared, like supernatural stuff with the fucking demon, but the werewolf, oh man, that werewolf wolf out scene was just intense. It was scary. he was just like ripping, oh man, and like, and it's all shot in like this infrared kind of deal, so like the glare off his eyes and just like the fangs and like the look of just like hunger and just, I'm gonna rip you apart when I get my hands on you, like the anger just showed so much. So they're being chased around the house, okay, and I guess each monster at this point has their own kind of like level of the house. Like the vampire kind of stayed up on the second floor. The werewolf went all over the fucking place, and the demon kind of like disappeared into the basement. Okay, so the werewolf bites the dude. He takes a piece out my man's back. Like, oh man! So he bites the dude in the back. So you know he's fucked, but he's still trying to fight, and he's running and stuff with the camera, but he's all hurt and everything. And then they run up to like the second floor, the top floor, and the vampire girl's sitting there waiting, and she ends up biting the girl in the neck. So she's all like hurt and stuff, but they're trying to get out. They're trying to fight to survive because, you know, you're being chased by monsters, like literal monsters, through this house, this dark ass house, and you're locked in. That's the scary part. You're locked in. You can't get out. And then they all run to the basement, and the demon's down there. And see, what the demon does is play this psychological mind fuck on the recovering addict. Because basically what happened was with the recovering addict, he sold some bad drugs to some people and he died. Okay. And that really took a toll on him, and that's why he wanted to get clean and everything else. So it's basically, they go to the basement, he crawls in this cubby hole, and the demon's there. And the demon puts this flashback in his head to where he remembers the people who bought the drugs, they died, and they just like look at him and just start blaming him for their death. And he's just going crazy and screaming, no, I didn't know. And the demon's just doing this psychological mindfuck to the guy. And, you know, it's working. But he ends up getting pulled out of it, snapped out of it, or whatever. And so after that, they do something with the demon, like hit it with a cross or something. They yank him out, and I guess the demon's like froze there or something. And the thing is, the demon switches on and off inside this girl. So 1 minute it's just a regular girl who's being chased by the werewolf with everybody else, and then the next minute she turns into this fucking demon. So that's where you don't know, you know. So I would leave her ass in the basement personally, lock the door, get the hell out the basement, and try to deal with the werewolf at this point. Well, so they go up, run up the steps. There's the werewolf again, and he finally takes out the one guy. You think the guy's done? Okay, so then they end up killing the werewolf, and then they go up and end up taking out the vampire. Okay, and then, you know, the demon, they end up taking out the demon after the whole hallucinogenic bit here. They take her out, so they're there and they think they're done. But then the black guy shows up, and he's starting to wolf out because he got bit by the werewolf, so he's starting to turn into a werewolf. And then the girl reaches over to her ex-boyfriend and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I love you, you know, we could try to make this work." And he looks at her and just starts laughing at her. And I'm like, this is where the plot twist like kind of turns. So here you find out that it was all a setup to get a demon, a werewolf, and a vampire all together in one area to basically get their blood, and then you're going to use the blood of their victims to resurrect Satan. So, and the producer of the movie is the one who set this all up, because I guess he's like some kind of pawn of Satan or whatever. So she's screaming, and then she ends up dying. He ends up killing her. Okay, because she vamps out and she ends up getting killed because he kills her. So the only one that's left is him and the recovering drug addict. Okay, So now the scene goes black because I guess he hits him or whatever. The producer hits the recovering drug addict, and the scene goes black, and then it goes to a video of a GoPro camera. Okay, and the recovering drug addict is tied to a chair, and he's sitting in the middle of this he's sitting at the corner of this pentagram circle. Okay. Has the other two tied up, and he's looking around, and then here comes the producer with this fucking robe and shit on, and here comes the guy who they rented the building from with his wife, and they're sitting there, they're doing this chanting or whatever, and then the guy's screaming at the producer, "You fuck, you know, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you know." And then the producer says something about it was all just a big part of this plan, you know. You were just a little pawn in the bigger scheme of things. And then at the end, he fucking takes a knife and slices the recovering drug addict's throat. And you hear him go with the GoPro, and it's kind of shaking. And then you see right where they're getting, Satan's getting ready to be resurrected. And then the camera shuts off because I guess he puts his head down and dies. So, thoughts on the Monster Project? I just ran down basically the whole movie for you. I left out a few things, a few fine details, so you can go in and watch it yourself. But for me, I'm gonna have to give the Monster Project, watch this, boom, right there, right there. 3 out of 5 stars. 3 out of 5. Skulls. Sorry. Your boy Horror Gamer doesn't do stars, he does skulls. 3 out of 5 skulls. Why? Because it wasn't a perfect movie, but it was a good movie. There's a difference between being a perfect movie and a good movie. A perfect movie, 0 flaws. They don't exist. Good movies do. And the Monster Project was definitely a good movie. So with that being said, guys, check out the Monster Project. Definitely recommend it. Your boy Horror Gamer definitely recommends the Monster Project. And as always, I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, guys, like your boy Horror Gamer always says, don't fear the darkness. Embrace it.